I'm gonna just dive right in and
You
like
go.
what
You
stood
go.
out.
You
Like,
start, and I'll.
what is this movie? It's like part scripted, part mockumentary, part hidden camera,
Mhm.
sci-fi travel movie. I've never heard of this whatsoever.
I know this one caught me by complete surprise.
Exactly, and like
I
before
thought it
I
was gonna
clicked
be
on it,
about. Go ahead. We're gonna have the same thought. Go ahead.
yeah, before I clicked on it, I was like, oh, Nirvana, the band, the show, the movie. I was like, I thought this was gonna be about Nirvana, the grunge band.
I thought it was gonna be about Kurt Cobain. I thought it was
Yeah,
gonna be like
same.
about Nirvana Unplugged, or I don't know.
No,
I just want to note the opening moment of this trailer completely lines up with how you described this trailer, right? There's like the rope falls down and somebody's like, what are you doing? And the guy's like, I don't know. It's really hard to explain what the heck's going on. And I feel like that's like the summary of the trailer. What's the craziest movie you ever saw? I can tell you, I mean, I'm trying to think, like, the original Mortal Kombat is a pretty crazy movie.
why
I
is
think I,
the original Mortal Kombat crazy?
It's just so bad. It's so bad. I mean, I used to play Mortal Kombat, like, what is it, on the Sega? I think was it the first it came out? Sega Genesis.
Yeah, well, it was on both. I think Super Nintendo
Down, up,
and
left, left,
Sega.
A, right, down.
Dullard, yeah,
Blood Code.
yeah, yeah.
I think we got that movie out from a Blockbuster, and I watched it on a birthday when I was younger, like a sleepover birthday. I was really young.
I think I saw it in theaters, 95.
I mean, and another one of those is coming out. I don't know. I'm trying to think of what are like movies that you saw that you were like, this is just absurd movie.
I remember a crazy. I didn't know what to expect when the movie came out. Borat. That movie was crazy, and ballsy. No pun intended. If you know the scene I'm talking about.
Yep.
That was crazy, hilarious, and just like, wow, they're going for it. And I thought it was crazy, just like what the scenarios he
Yeah,
put him
yeah.
the character through and all that. So that was fun. You know, and there's, I guess, some sort of similarities to this, if we want to just kind of jump right in.
Yeah, welcome to Trailer Teardowns. I'm one of your co-hosts, Evan Bass Zeisel, joined by Angel Acevedo, and today we're discussing the trailer for Nirvana, the band, the show, the movie. In the description is the link to the trailer we're discussing, so if you want to pause, go watch that trailer, and then come back, or listen to our insanity for this one, and then watch the trailer, podcast your own way.
Exactly. This is an interesting movie. Or trailer. A lot of background to it. Okay, so this movie is directed by Matt Johnson. He directed Blackberry, which I've heard of. Never saw it, but it's on my list. I have it like in my watch list somewhere. And a couple other movies called Operation Avalanche and The Dirties. I looked at their log lines for those movies, and they both sound interesting.
What are the log lines for them?
Pulling it up now. Operation Avalanche. In 1967, 4 undercover CIA agents were sent to NASA, posing as a documentary film crew. What they discovered led to one of the biggest conspiracies in American history. All right, that was not that exciting. It's the other one.
The Dirties?
The Dirties. 2 best friends are filming a comedy about getting revenge on the bullies at their high school. One of them isn't choking. That one sounds...
So so it's very much, they've got a genre. This is because this movie is in that genre of like mockumentary, or not mockumentary, but like faux documentary.
Yeah, incorporating maybe scripted stuff.
Yeah.
And so this movie stars Matt Johnson, the director, Jay McCarroll, and Ben Petrie. This movie is coming out February 13th. Some interesting facts. I don't know if you looked into it, but this movie this was originally a web series back in 2007.
Huh.
They did 11 episodes. So the web series was called Nirvana, the band, the show. That got hugely popular. Then it was adapted for TV and ran for 2 seasons on Viceland. I've never heard of this whatsoever.
I know. This one caught me by complete surprise.
Exactly. And like before
I thought
I
it was going to
clicked
be
on
about.
it.
Yeah. Go ahead. We're gonna have the same thought. Go ahead.
Yeah. Before I clicked on it, I was like, oh, Nirvana, the band, the show, the movie. I was like, I thought this was going to be about Nirvana, the grunge band.
I thought it was going to be about Kurt Cobain. I thought it was going to be like
same.
maybe it's like about Nirvana Unplugged, or I don't know. Yeah.
Yes. And it is clearly not. If you have not watched the trailer,
Watch
pause
it
this,
now.
watch
Yes.
it, and then come back and hear what we're gonna talk about. I'm gonna just dive right in and
You
like
go.
what
You
stood
go.
out.
You
Like,
start, and
what
I'll
is this movie?
also.
I mean,
Also,
granted,
what is the Rivoli? I don't even know what the Rivoli is.
well,
Like,
I think the Rivoli is a venue. That's what I gather.
I
So,
mean,
what
okay.
is this movie? And then, like, okay, obviously, I think it would make more sense to us if we had known about the show, the web series, or even the TV show. So, like, so much out of context. Not what I was expecting. This movie looks, it's like part scripted, part mockumentary, part hidden camera, sci-fi travel movie.
Yeah.
I honestly thought this was going to be about, like I said, the Kurt Cobain and the birth of of Nirvana, the grunge band. No. Also, so it's not. But they call themselves Nirvana the band. Where? How did they get around any sort of trademark there?
Well,
Other
because
than
Nirvana is a spiritual word, right? Like
yeah.
Nirvana. So therefore, I'm assuming they do some, fair use related to that.
Well, Nirvana the band has one N, whereas
Oh, this one has an extra.
sorry,
Yeah, it's true.
sorry, the Nirvana Kurt Cobain has one N.
Yeah.
This has two N, so there are some differences there. And they also call themselves Nirvana the band, so I guess maybe that's how they get away with it. But still, like, you would think.
Also, I just want to note the opening moment of this trailer completely lines up with how you described this trailer, right? There's like the rope falls down and or whatever it is, because it's going to be a cable, we realize later on, and somebody's like, what are you doing? And the guy's like, I don't know, it's really hard to explain what the heck's going on. And I feel like that's like the summary of the trailer.
Yeah, like that shot, I was like, okay, this is not about Kurt Cobain's band. It's looks like some hidden camera show because they blur out the face of the security guard, just the way it's shot, and you see all these pedestrians like looking around, seeing like what it just looks like. Oh, this is a hidden camera show, kind of like Jackass or Borat, something like that. Where there's these stage setups. It's some of that, but more. And there's scripted sci-fi. There's visual effects.
There's also like, it's hard to understand what the storyline is exactly, and I think that's sort of the point of this trailer, because there's the whiteboard scenes that they keep coming back to, where they're like, our plan is to play at the Rivoli, and then like, we're a band, and this is going to be the opening, and they're going to want us to play more, and it's sort of like that whiteboard moment comes back throughout the trailer, which I think is interesting. They're like using parts of it, which seems like it might be a really long scene in it, but then they deck out this Winnebago to be a DeLorean, somehow invent time travel. They go back in time, and then they also have that shift where it's like VHS. It's like I guess 720 or 480p resolution.
Oh yeah,
I mean, I don't know
the
if
standard def footage.
Yeah.
It just like incorporates so much. And
did you think that was fixed in post, or do you think they just took some archival footage and threw it in the film?
No, I think they incorporated clips from their original web series. Because if you look at it, they're both a little bit thinner and younger looking. If you go to 129, I had that note to like discuss, like, the footage. Obviously, you can make the footage look like whatever, but like they are clearly younger and thinner in that footage.
Wait, 129. Stand by.
Yeah.
That's after the jump. Oh, okay.
But they're like dressed the same. It's so like, it's really cool. I don't know if that's maybe stuff they didn't use in the original web series, or they're incorporated in this, and like you really need to like, maybe you don't really need to know like the web series to really get this movie. Obviously they're probably referencing a lot what they did. Who know? I don't know if like the show.
Yeah, what is this
the
Teen Wolf they're speaking of? No, I'm just kidding.
Like, I don't know if like this is sort of just an adaptation of the series, or just sort of a continuation, but it can operate on its own as well. So that's
and
a
also
lot of questions there.
The thing that worked and didn't work for me about this, like, it's intriguing because it has so many different elements, and you're like, okay, it's a faux documentary, and they're clearly showing that in the way it is, but then there are different things pieced together, but there's also in different times, and then their goal repeated over and over again is to get it to play at the Rivoli, but then at the same time there's another BCD story, I don't even know, where one of the guys clearly changes the past because you see him at like hosting the Oscars or something, and you see him on different billboards. And I
Yeah.
don't know if that's a like we keep changing the past and the, like a Back to the Future, type thing, or if that they're dreaming this up and it's like imagined, like it's butterfly effect. It's what's it was a Sound of Thunder. Was that the name of that
Yeah.
movie? There's the Sound of Thunder. There's, Butterfly Effect, right? With Ashton Kutcher. There's so many movies with, and various versions of it that if it's just them dreaming up, oh, we've done this, or if that's another storyline and there's just like 50 different B stories happening here.
So I watched this, and then I had to immediately watch it again because I was like, "What did I just watch?" And
I've watched this like half dozen times.
When I watched it the first time, I was like, "I don't get this." I was so thrown off, and then it started. It's like, "Oh, okay, this is something. This is just has everything,
Something else.
and it's." And then I had to like look into it because I usually don't want to like look into like what if I've never heard of something. I don't want to like look into it too much to get spoiled, or if it's like based on a true story and like read something like, oh, this person, whatever it is. I was like, I just needed a little bit of context. So, learning that it is based on a web series that had a TV run, even that wasn't huge because like Viceland wasn't a major network or whatever.
Well, I'm curious if most of this movie, like you said, is edited together of their web series or their show into a bigger movie.
It could be. I didn't look into like if there are actual production dates, if they shot new stuff or anything like that. But that standard F footage, the 4x3 stuff, that archival looking footage, that's definitely probably back from when they shot this in 2007 or whenever they did the TV show. But most likely the original web series, because I think the TV show ran from 2016 for a couple years. I forget the years on that. But yeah, like I'm intrigued because. But my concern with this is like it could be a lot of inside jokes. Like you kind of like may not get the stuff that they're doing, but maybe it's presented in a way that's like easy for everyone to digest. You don't need to know the original web series or even the 2 seasons by heart to like enjoy this movie.
So I'm gonna say my biggest concern for this one is that the majority of the movie is in this room where they're planning to time travel. Or like there's like that there's like their big scenes are the planning to travel in time, or I guess it says trapped in 2008, so it's is one thing. So they've already I guess traveled, but they're in this room and it's them like analyzing it or whatever, and then them in the Winnebago traveling or having gone or building up to the time travel, and that then you just have like a whole bunch of sort of small pieces that are the outside stuff that is much more visual effects heavy or costly, right? Like if you're going to 2008, unless they're using, as you said, footage from their web series or TV show that is dated, like this doesn't seem like a high budget movie. That they would have the budget to pay hundreds and hundreds of extras in wardrobe to match the period. So it's gotta be that interplay. And the question is like, then they're stuck to the footage that they had back then, and they're piecing it together. Like where does that get you for an arc for a film?
Well, they probably just creatively incorporated that archival footage into the narrative of this. For this film.
Yeah. But I love the nods. You've got Back to the Future, you've got Teen Wolf. As you said, you've got like that hidden camera thing, which is interesting, which I will say, I'm gonna angel approach this and say, all right, if this was actually a documentary, then the camera person and sound person traveled back in time with them too, and you never see them. Right? Like who's holding the camera? Yeah. If it's, documentary style.
Well, there's somebody, there's like the third, because they look at the camera a lot.
Yeah.
Throughout.
Yeah. But like they don't reference, and maybe they do, of like when they've time traveled, be like, oh my God, dude, we just time traveled. Are you okay? The camera broken? Like, I don't know.
I don't think
That's not, you're not
referencing the
as,
camera broken is not. I don't think it pulls me out. But yeah, it's presented like this sort of documentary, faux documentary
hmm
film. But it's interesting that they incorporate they add that they juxtapose it with the sci-fi element of time travel.
yeah.
It's that's funny. I wonder if like if I had watched this show, if I would be even more excited to see it and like think this is like, oh, I can't wait to see this.
Yeah. And I think they do a good job of, they seem to be very skilled in the faux documentary style. Like it seems like the other ones that you mentioned are in this actor director's wheelhouse, is like this
Hmm.
style that you get that feel with the cinematography. There's not much sound as music.
It's just like this like rock and roll kind of like probably indie rock band that's driving the trailer,
Yeah.
and I think it works for me. And just like run and gun uh, indie tone to it. I kind of think that I look at the first quote that's pull quote from Variety that's they cut into the trailer. It's insane that it exists. Uh,
Yeah.
true. Even later on, there's like a shot with like a bunch of quotes. There's absurd, mind-boggling. These are like the one-worders, and then there's one that's like, "How is any of this legal?" Just because like they have that stunt, that big stunt on the tower, and they're jumping off, and obviously that had to be planned, but like for the people down on the ground, like they don't know about it. The pedestrians, the civilians, not incorporated. So
Yeah.
they
But I
just
mean,
incorporated all this like elements to it.
I mean, any of those like gotcha reality TV shows or prankster TV shows, like there's a system of permits or something that happens where,
Oh,
like
for sure.
that's where you get the reactions. I feel like they're really good at that part, which
Hmm.
makes it unique.
Yeah, you can't do something like that. I mean, I think Sacha Baron Cohen, he takes his stuff to the extreme too to
hmm
really get those real reactions. And I feel like there's some of that here. You don't see it too much. I mean, you got like the security guard asking, but yeah, it's an interesting concept. And again, I'm sure it's all tied to the original series
Yeah.
for it. But yeah, definitely not what I expected.
No, no, not at all. But also this is an interesting thing about trailers though. I've watched this a half dozen times. How many times have you watched this trailer? Because it's like
Yeah, the same.
because you see it and you're like, first of all, you've got that, not that spit take, but the like, oh wait, this isn't about Kurt Cobain and Nirvana. Okay, this is something different. And then I didn't even notice the extra N, but like, oh, look, that's a play. And then you're like, what the heck is going on? And even they throw in like, oh, I'm like Teen Wolf, and I'm like, okay, that's a funny joke, but like, what does that have to do with anything? That it's also just like, what am I watching? But that is, like, not say there's no bad press or whatever, but like if people who don't know about it have to watch the trailer 3 or 4 times because they're trying to understand it, that's probably a sign of something good you've done with the trailer. Like
Hmm.
it's not like people are shutting it off halfway through. They're like, I'm gonna keep watching because I'm being bombarded with I don't know what, and I need to watch it again to try and understand what the heck I was just bombarded with.
Yes.
And with like the trailer does a good job because the movie is of that like didn't I don't think, and I mean this in the most respectful way, I don't think a huge amount of thought went into like the trailer design to the same level as some of the other trailers we've watched, in the sense that like there's an arc they're trying to do. It was almost like, let's create the mayhem that already exists in this movie.
You do kind of question though, because like you kind of like hinted at it, like who's filming this and why are they filming it? Like obviously you could see like when they're talking in their like office and trying to figure out the plan with the whiteboard. You
hmm
have your third person filming it and capturing it. But then they're like it gets bigger with these sequences. Like there's a police chase, and it's like they're still filming, and it's like, well, why? Well, obviously because it's for the movie and you have to. But like you kind of question that. It's like, well, it seems like they don't really care about the law or what. They're just still gonna film because they could just incriminate themselves with what they're filming, right?
Yeah, I mean, but the argument might be like, we traveled in time, so people want to know this. And I'd say, like, the interesting at 121, there's the look into camera. There's the, breaking the third wall, as it was.
Yeah.
I mean, but I like,
Whereas, well, I guess where I was going with this, like the movie Cloverfield. Remember Cloverfield? Like that was all told in sort
found
of
footage.
that
Yeah.
found footage. And if you're in that scenario, are you really? It's not, if you're trying to like survive this like in alien invasion, you're just like filming. Like no, you put that down and like focus on what you're doing, because you're just, if you're the cameraman, like you're just like limiting your perspective of what's going on.
Okay,
like,
I'm gonna give you the argument on Cloverfield. I feel like we had this discussion when Cloverfield came out. Like, I feel like you and I debated it. Beyond, I think the first thing we discussed was like both in agreement that the battery would have run out of the camera hours and hours earlier, and so this makes no sense for like realism related to that. But I feel like my argument was some people process things and like fear through a lens, and that helps them feel less afraid. And so in Cloverfield, the camera person was using the camera to add an extra wall between them and the craziness that was happening, thus justifying why they would keep it on, because that keeps them from mentally breaking. But also, yes, I completely agree. It's not the right move. It's like,
ultimately it's to serve the movie sort of sort of like, hey, we're gonna make this differently. We're gonna make it a found footage kind of thing. And okay, fine, it worked. I enjoyed Cloverfield for that aspect. But if you were to really break it down, so like I sort of question certain things here. Like they're filming everything. Like,
oh yeah,
doing the stunt, you're just incriminating yourself if you're like, you're gonna get sued and arrested. You have all that evidence.
And you'd have to have multiple camera operators because they're up top and they jump off, and then there's another image of them are like coming down. You need somebody from above and somebody from below, so you'd need multiple cameras and multiple camera operators too.
Yeah,
I mean, I think it's it's. I feel like I run into this as an issue sometimes with like TV shows and movies when they do the like stalker perspective. So it's like a little bit back and you've got a little bit of foliage or whatever covering, and it's kind of gently handheld, and you have the music to match, but there is no stalker, that it's just like a fake setup to make you like, associate with the way that has been done in the past, but they're doing it to elicit that emotion and it's not really there. That I feel like the faux documentary is to elicit that feeling of it being real without the grounding in the fact that, like, of course you wouldn't have multiple camera people who went back in time with you and are still filming. Like, it doesn't make any sense. Or like you're getting chased by cops and they're telling you to pull over and you're speeding up, and like the camera person doesn't say something or put down the camera and be like, what are you doing?
Well, I think maybe they're just like, they're part of the team. They're like, they're a team player. So
I know you critiqued me for bringing up Ted Lasso, but there's a moment in Ted Lasso where they're talking to a journalist and they're trying to get him to like give some feedback, and he's like, no, I'm journalistic integrity, and they're like, oh, so you're like those animal documentary crews that like see the baby seal getting destroyed by the whale and you don't save it, or like the lamb is about to get killed and it's going to get killed and you just film it and you don't do anything. So it's like, yeah, that's the documentary. Like, oh, they're going to get arrested, they're going to do these things, but like, you keep filming.
Yeah. And not to put a negative on it, it's just like, because this movie just, I have not seen a movie like this. And I guess like the closest thing would be sort of like a Borat, where it is, I mean, there's a narrative to Borat, right? Like they're presenting as if he's a real character and he has a narrative, but then there's also that incorporating like real people and like putting in these like awkward situations and like trying to get the reactions to that.
But this one, as you said, it's got time travel, which is very unique and kind of cool.
It's fiction. Yeah. It's fiction. Yeah. That's fiction there, right? So.
Or is it?
What I thought, this little thing, you referenced it and you spotted it, but I don't know if you really caught the details. So like this, I'm really interested to know like what this is about. So at 106, there is that clip from what we think is the Oscars. But you know what clip that is? I'm pretty sure that's the 2022 Oscars where Will Smith is walking on stage to slap Chris Rock.
Oh, oh, yeah. Oh, I love it. I love
So
it.
that's
So they
okay.
no. So
So
they so
like,
they
okay, they time travel. Okay, great. They time travel, but that clip is from 22, not 08.
no. But I think this is the butterfly effect thing. I think this is a future sequence of they changed something in 2008 that then
Mm-hmm.
made this guy famous because the other clips in it you
Yeah, like
see
you see me,
like
he's
he's
in
on a
some like Times Square. I
billboard
think I
and
think this movie
then
takes place
he's on in New York
I
and then
think
it
this no, I think
oh
this takes place in Canada. This
and
might be
then
Toronto.
And then at 104, there's a like a faux TMZ clip of him walking with
Uh-huh.
women, and you've got the TMZ logo. Like,
Well, I
so
feel like
I
you can faux TMZ easily, but
you can,
they could have just you can just say, "Hey TMZ, can we use your logo?" and we're gonna film this like it's a TMZ. But like that was actual Oscar clip. Again, I haven't
yeah. I
looked.
think they,
I need to look. And that's a big moment in the world. People know about that. That took place in 22. So that maybe that's part of the epilogue. That's in the past. They go in the past, but it's not 2008. So
well,
that was just really interesting.
also though, there's, and maybe, and this is me trying to like see if I'm following it exactly, but there's also at 137 he's driving, and then at 138 it like they go through time travel, but it seems like they are possibly traveling in time multiple times. It's hard to tell because they're trapped in 2008, but it seems like, I don't know, it seems like one of them may have gone rogue and then changed the future for the better kind of thing. I mean, there's Hot Tub Time Machine, right? Is like
Hmm.
changing things better for the future. But again, it could also be a dream sequence of like, did this happen? And then they just, if you want to use that Oscar clip, it costs money, but it's neon. They've got some money. You license the clip. You say you're using it. You're gonna edit it. You do green screen. You get, you remove host. You replace host, and boom.
And I think maybe they do time travel multiple times because they probably have to get back to their
Back
current
to the
timeline.
future.
Back to the Future, exactly. And that the one where they're showing the police chasing them, that's probably the climax. They're trying to get
Yeah.
back, and anyways, but yeah, all speculation. So, which makes it fun and interesting.
All right.
Um,
YouTube
I'll jump
corner.
into some YouTube
Yeah.
comments.
Yeah.
Yeah, can relate to some of this. I don't know who these guys are, nor what this is supposed to be, but I'm invested.
Sorry, I've just jumped ahead and I can see what your next one is, and it's great.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm on shrooms now, and I have watched this video about 100 times, and I am fully invested. It has me convinced time travel happened, and I am not wrong.
I love that. That is. I feel like watching this movie while not in a sober state of mind, whatever that means, might be the best way to watch this movie.
I agree 100%. And this last one, it is a genuine miracle that this movie exists, and will actually get to watch it. I wonder if that's someone from who's a fan of the show.
It's got to be.
It feels like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it feels like someone who's said that. And related to that, or in a way, there's a moment that I loved in the trailer. It's at the end when I figured out who the characters are and who the people are. But Matt Johnson is the guy that wears the hat. Well, they
Yep.
both wear hats.
Yeah.
Matt Johnson is the director, but he's also he has like the
Curly,
like,
wavy hair. Yeah.
he has like he wears the fedora. Yeah.
Yes.
He says at the end, talks directly into the camera and says, "If you're watching this in theaters, thank your lucky stars."
Yes.
I mean, I think kudos to them for getting this distributed in theaters. Like, this does not seem like a movie that would go to theaters. It seems super niche. It would be
but
like,
here's the thing.
if we did a movie for We Need Girlfriends, and it's like, hey, we're like incorporated, I don't know, like a web series that was like over 20 years old, and it's like, what is 100 people know about it.
Yeah, the fact that it's like 20 years old is really impressive because like just on the other side of the coin though, imagine you had a TV series that only had 11 episodes on Fox and then got canceled and then got made into a movie. Like, that's Firefly, right? Huge cult following. They wanted to see it. Also, this is an interesting pitch, right? I mean, you come to a studio exec and you're like, "Hey, we've got this big following." They'll watch it, and 90% of the movie, maybe, or 80% of the movie is already filmed, and we have the footage. We just need funds for 20% and to license that one moment from the Oscars, and a little bit of VFX budget.
Oh yeah, I'm sure the most of the money was spent on licensing clips, music, and pulling off those big stunts and the visual effects. And yeah, all right. What's your rating? What are you saying on this? Are you so? Let's recap. We should have done a recap of what our rating system for our first episode. So, are you seeing this in theaters? Are you streaming it? Wait for streaming, or are you skipping? Or are you
I
watching this when you work out?
I would watch this. I think I'd probably watch this when I work out. This is like I'd stream this, but I also would go in with the knowledge that there's a chance I might not finish it if it is as scatterbrained and like self-referential to a web series I've never seen as it might be. But it also could be really fun. So I guess I'd go in with that. But that said, I might stream it on my projector and get myself not in a sober state of mind if I ever is that moment away from, you know, kid responsibility. And it might be fun to just watch like I watched The Shape of Water like insanely high because I did edibles for the first time and I did not understand how it worked exactly. And so it was one of those like, well, nothing's happening. I'm gonna have some more. And they were like Cheez-It edibles and Cheez-It. So they just started tasting really, really good. And I had more and more. And then I was just like insanely high. And then Shape of Water was like really fun to watch. I think I laughed through the last 15 minutes of that movie, which is not like a funny moment, but just that I think this movie could be like one of those kind of things. So I definitely start streaming it. I'd stream it, but I'd have the knowledge that there's a chance that for all the things that we discussed, it might just be hard to watch for somebody who hasn't seen the web series, or if it doesn't have like a good through line that makes any sense. What about you? Oh, sorry.
So sorry, just to read because I want to make a note. I want to track these like instead of having to go back. So you say you'd stream it. What's your definitive? Stream
Yeah,
it,
I'd
or if
stream it.
nothing else is on.
No, I'd stream it. I definitely.
Okay.
This makes me curious. I would start it.
Okay.
I would like if it was on a streaming channel that I had. I'd definitely save it.
Got it. Yeah, I'm the same way. I'd stream it. I won't see this in theaters. I don't have any investment in it in terms of like knowing the show, the history. Kudos to them for making this and the show. We've been there, made a web series a long time ago, indie, and like I mean this I'm genuinely once this hits streaming, I would definitely watch it because I want to just see what this is all about. I think there could be some funny things, and hopefully it's broad enough that like I don't need to know all the inside jokes, all the references, and yeah, I would imagine also this is probably like an easy 90-minute movie. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Also, I was just in thinking you were like, oh, we had a web series, and like it'd be like if that web series came back, and I'm like, don't you know that it did? It's called Adulting, and it's essentially We Need Girlfriends, and it's set in Astoria, and it's on TV now.
It's I mean that different generation. Those kids are idiots in that show, in a funny way. It's funny. I enjoyed Adulting.
I mean, We Need Girlfriends. There were a bunch of kids being idiots too. I think in just that generational way.
Yeah, different generation. I feel like
yes.
like So, but yeah, I'd stream it for sure. I'll check it out when it hits the streamers.
Awesome. Double streamers. Well, as always, thank you for listening. If you enjoyed the show, like, subscribe, share with friends. If you didn't like the show, you hated the show, post a lot of comments and still like it and subscribe to hate other shows and share with your friends about how much you hated it. Thank you for listening.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.